How many times has Roy Jones got to get knocked out before somebody somewhere says that we're not going to give this motherfucker a license to fight anymore? This shit is becoming crazy with Roy Jones. He's getting knocked out by everybody now. This was a guy at one point in time was being looked at as one of the greatest fighters of all time. He was definitely in the argument. Most people felt that if he had retired right after he beat John Ruiz and got that heavyweight strap off of him, that he still would have been okay. I do think that he made the right decision fighting Antonio Tarver. But once he saw that he didn't really beat Antonio Tarver and he got that little gift decision, he should have said, thank you for my parting gift. Now let me get the fuck out of the ring. But he wanted to be stubborn and come back and fight Antonio Tarver and get knocked out. And then it's just been a downhill spiral from him from there. He was getting knocked out by Glenn Johnson and anybody else who feels like they want to knock Roy Jones out now. They're treating this man like a bum. To be considered one of the greatest of all times at one point in his career, to being treated like a bum by just any old body now, should be a sign that we shouldn't even let Roy Jones fight anymore. Because, see, Roy Jones is a warrior. He's not going to quit. He's willing to die in the ring. But I'm not willing to watch Roy Jones die as a boxing fan. I don't want to pay my money to see Roy Jones get knocked out anymore. I'm becoming sick of Roy now. He's got a good thing at ringside. He needs to stay in the sport of boxing, grace us with his presence, call some matches, because he's very knowledgeable down there. He knows what he's talking about. But if he doesn't stop fighting, he's going to end up doing Icy Hot commercials with Shaq if he's not careful. Because I believe this, man. Even if he gets knocked out in his upcoming fight, they're going to ask Roy Jones at the end of the fight, what are your plans? Are you finally going to hang him up? And he's going to say that he doesn't know, but he's going to say that he still feels like he can continue, and that if Bernard Hopkins is still boxing, then why can't he, and all of that dumb shit that he says. If we don't stop this man, he's going to be 86 years old in the ring trying to fight for the heavyweight title, man. We need to stop this shit. We need to demand that they not give Roy Jones a license to fight anymore, because I'm just wondering how many friends Roy Jones really has, because all these people are willing to make all this money off of him, but nobody's telling him that he needs to quit. He needs to really quit. I saw him on that fight show with Jim Lampley, which is a good show, by the way. I wish it was more than once a month, but it's going to come on HBO once a month. But I do like that, having the interviews with the different figures in boxing and having them tell their side of the story about certain situations, backstories that are happening in boxing and shit like that. I think that's a great show. But I seen the segment with Roy Jones on there, and I don't know if y'all peeped it, but Roy looks extremely old now, man. He looks older than like how Bernard Hopkins and I know he's older than Shane, but he just looks older than what he is to me. He looks damn near 50 years old to me. I mean, his face is wrinkling already. He's got loose skin hanging on his neck. The man is getting old now. Why isn't anybody telling him he shouldn't be fighting anymore? That we refuse to give you a license. That's what somebody needs to tell Roy Jones. I don't know. Y'all leave me your comments and let me know what you think. I'm not going to even watch the fight. I don't even know how Roy Jones is making money anymore. Because to me, I think that's why he's fighting overseas and shit like that, because he's not going to make a drop of money fighting anybody over here, because everybody's going to know what's going to happen to him already, especially if he fights a big name. I mean, what really is Roy trying to do right now? What is he trying to do? Because he can't do nothing greater than what he's already done. He can't win the heavyweight title again. He can't dominate a weight division anymore. He can't. I don't know, man. I'm just going to wait for the results on YouTube. I'm sure somebody will post a video within 45 minutes of Roy Jones on the canvas, because that's just what I'm expecting. Because it doesn't take much of anybody to knock Roy Jones out these days. He never did change his defense. His whole style was based off his reflexes, and once he lost his reflexes, he should have changed his style up and worked on blocking punches and catching them a little bit more instead of still trying to go out there and have his hands down and showboat, thinking he can bob and weave and outslick his opponents. He still has speed, but he doesn't have power anymore. And I think that's the main problem. I think that's why he's getting knocked out. I mean, even when he's on the ropes, all he does is hold his guard up. You know, he just puts his little double guard up and he's getting punched around it and through it and uppercutted and knocked out. It's crazy. You know, he's getting treated like a bum now. I'm sick of this shit. So y'all leave me your comments about this. I'm out. Peace.